Episode 9 is set to introduce a lot of different surprises and emotional moments in the movie by writer and director J.J. Abrams that'll change our perception on some of the main characters in both The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people, including myself, am very excited to see in this movie is exactly how JJ plans to wrap up the entire Skywalker saga and exactly what will happen to either Rey or Kylo Ren in this story. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, what's really interesting has all to do with one of the set designs that will involve Adam Driver that provides a major hint and/or indicator about Kylo Ren's actual fate in Episode 9. Now, specifically, Adam Driver is set to film a sequence with Daisy Ridley at Pinewood of what's being described as one of the final scenes in the third act of the movie that has to do with his character's fate. It's described that Kylo Ren's fate will truly make fans cry, and that it's going to be very unexpected and unpredictable to the audience. It's said that Adam has rehearsed many times for the scene, as it's going to be crucial to the plot and will have major implications on the sequel trilogy, and how the fans look at Kylo Ren in the 3 movies. It's described that Kylo's fate will be very original in comparison to what happens to Vader, Anakin, and Luke. The shoot is said to last 3 whole days, and that Adam Driver will be delivering dialogue to Daisy that delivers a certain truth to both characters at once. So these big hints and indicators of Kylo Ren's fate in Star Wars Episode 9 has obviously got me very mind-boggled at the moment and very interested in exactly what JJ plans to do with the character of Kylo Ren. Now, we do know this, is that this movie is truly going to reflect on both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, changing our view of everything when it comes to, of course, some of the characters like Luke, Rey, and Kylo Ren. Now, as far as Kylo Ren's fate goes in this movie, a lot of people are starting to wonder on whether or not they're really going to do something much of a big twist to the point where, let's say, for example, it could be something around the lines of Kylo Ren wasn't necessarily in tune with the dark side all along. You know, just different ideas like that. Now, all of what is being filmed in just a couple of days from now over at Pinewood between both Adam and Daisy required a lot of rehearsals for Adam Driver because it's very crucial to the plot and it's going to have major implications on the sequel trilogy of whatever Kylo Ren's fate is going to be in this movie. Now, not only that, it's going to make the fans cry, alright? A lot of the audience members going ahead to see this movie, it's going to be a very emotional moment for everybody, and that it's actually going to be a moment in which Kylo, as a character, delivers a certain truth by use of certain pieces of dialogue to Rey that reveals major plot leaks, or should I say plot twists, between both Rey and Kylo Ren in the film. So when we look at Episode 9 as a whole, we do know that J.J. Abrams plans to do something very special for both Luke, Leia, Kylo, and Rey. Those are the pretty much, you know, the big focus points right now in Episode 9. So Kylo Ren's fate, this is where things get very interesting, is that it's actually said to be completely original and unpredictable and will be completely different than how Anakin and Vader's fate was in the prequels and in the originals, as well as Luke Skywalker. So with that being said, a lot of people are starting to wonder on if Kylo will even turn to the light or even die at that point in time. Or could it be very well possible that this movie is going to end on a note where he stays with the dark side of the Force, perhaps? I'm not quite sure. If it really is going to be something so unpredictable, what could it possibly be? Now, this kind of reminds me of what we thought about with The Last Jedi when, you know, we were actually hearing that there were unpredictable moments in the film. One of those moments were Kylo Ren killing Snoke, in which, you know, some people thought about that. I will say some people did think about that prior to the film's release. So as far as unpredictable moments go in this film involving Kylo Ren's fate, what does this necessarily mean? The fact that it's going to be a very emotional moment that will make a lot of audience members cry that go ahead and see this movie, and how it's going to be completely original and different than both Anakin, Vader, and Luke's fate in the prequels, originals, and in the sequels. So with that being said, what is really going to happen to Kylo Ren? From all these hints and indicators of what what's actually happening between both Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley. We can obviously tell that number one, it's going to be a very important scene for the film, and number two, it's crucial to the actual plot, and number three, it's actually going to change our perception on the character of Kylo Ren for all 3 movies. So that's another thing that really does pique my interest about Episode 9. Is how this film is really going to change how we look at the sequel trilogy, and it's going to make us look back at the character of Kylo and what he was doing in The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi. And like I say, guys, it's really going to take a lot of good writing at that between both JJ and Chris Terrio in order to get things right, and in order to really make this resonate with fans. It really does have to have a lot of meaning and purpose to it all. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.